Hi, welcome back. If it's your first time, subscribe. If it's your third, fourth, or fifth time, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Not the first one, not the second one, but the third one. Whenever I do something on YouTube. Okay, let's get straight into it. Today, I want to talk about all the youth that are on road or thinking about getting on road. And this video is about what are you making on road? Be it someone who's been there myself. Yeah, the reality is no one is making anything substantial on road. Yeah, or is really getting anything material on road. Like the reality is, most people on road, they may be getting some trainers, they may be getting some clothes, designer clothes, they may be getting some jewelry. Yeah, at most, they most will be getting a vehicle, whether that be a car or a motorbike. But the reality is, no one is really getting a house and getting out of the ends. But the reality is most people ain't even getting a nice vehicle out of it. Most people are not even, get anything worthwhile out of it. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there's many people going to jail, yeah, and they don't know their worth. Because the reality is no pair of trainers, yeah, no designer clothes, no jewelry, yeah, no vehicle, yeah, is worth your freedom, yeah. And if you don't know how much you're worth and so forth, yeah, just ask yourself, what I'm saying, is your freedom worth a pair of trainers or a shirt or a pair of trousers or, what I'm saying, or I don't know, a cap or I don't know, or a motorbike or a car? Just ask yourself, what is your worth? You know, if you said to any of these men that are in jail before they went jail, yeah, the first time, yeah, if you said to any man on road or hanging out on a council estate or whatever, you said, look, I'll give you a car, I'll give you a bike, I'll give you a shirt, yeah, I'll give you a pair of trousers, I'll give you some Nike trainers or some Adidas trainers. But what you have to do, you have to live in a toilet, yeah, with another man, yeah. And the reason why I say live in a toilet with another man is because most jails, Feltham Young Offenders, Brixton, Wandsworth, all these jails, all the jails in London definitely, and all of the jails I'm sure in the UK, yeah, they're two-man bang up. That means there's two people in the cell. Unless you're in a dorm. Unless you're in a dorm, you work on the kitchen or servery or you got a cleaner or whatever, where it's a four-man cell, the dorm. Most people are locked up for 23 hours a day with another person. So if you went up to any of these people before, if you grew up in a council estate, and you said to them before they went jail, yeah, I'll give you a car, I'll give you a bike, I'll give you clothes, I'll give you trainers, yeah. But what you have to do to get that, yeah, is live in a toilet, yeah, with another person, smell that person's farts, smell that person's poo, yeah, smell that person's poo drop in the toilet when they go to the toilet. Only get a shower, yeah, if another man, if the governor decides to. Only can go for a walk if the governor decides so. The governors decide so. Only can, see your family, see your friends, what I'm saying, have freedom if another man says so. All of you, everyone's gonna say no. It doesn't, and the reason why they're gonna say no is because it's humiliating. Nobody would say I will go in jail for a pair of trainers. I'll be locked up in a toilet, yeah, and that's what a cell like. A cell is a little bit bigger than a toilet. There's two of you in there, yeah, and no one will live in a toilet 23 hours a day, yeah, for a pair of trainers or a shirt or a pair of trousers. I don't care if it's Gucci, Valentino, whatever it is, Machino, whatever. Yeah, no one would do it for a car. No one for a drop top for a drop top convertible or the latest motorbike. Nobody would sleep in a toilet. You know what I'm saying? Also, watch another man go poo inside in front of you. Nobody would want to be locked up with another man for 23 hours and smell their body odor and so forth. Nobody would do it, But the reason why So many of us end up in jail, yeah, and we don't think nothing about it. Like it becomes normal for people to do this. The reason why so many youngsters are willing to go to jail is because most of us we grew up in broken homes. Like, you know, our father, mum, they weren't married most of the time. They didn't plan to meet each other. They didn't plan. They didn't get married. They didn't plan to have a family. You know what happened with a lot of people? What happened to a lot of people? It was either a raving. It was either a house party. It was either, I don't know, whatever it was. Yeah, your mum had sex with your dad had sex with your mum. You know, she got pregnant. It wasn't planned. They might have even been strangers. The woman got pregnant. Yeah, the father dust off because he's following this YOLO lifestyle, this YOLO religion, and basically your mum, you know, was left with her baby. Yeah, she had the baby on her own. The father just ran away. Yeah, and what happened is that basically she was working three jobs, one job, two job, three jobs. Yeah, she was either always working or she was either always at home cleaning up after you and your brother and sister, or whatever. And you know, you grew up without a male figure. Yeah, most of us grew up without a dad. Most of us grew up. We never had a physical man in the house that left in the morning. Yeah, he left in the morning, you know, in his tradesman uniform, whether that be plumber, whether that be electrician, whether it be scaffolder. Yeah, or we never saw a man who was just working 9 to 5 in a retail. We never had a father figure that was working 9 to 5 in a retail. Yeah, leaving in his uniform. Yeah, going out early in the morning, coming back in the evening, like leaving the house fresh in the morning, whether it be in his tradesman suit, whether you know, or whether it be in his work retail uniform, or whether it be in a suit. We never had someone in a corporate world who left in the morning, you know, looking neat, tidy, fresh, and so forth, and then coming back home disheveled, dirty. You know what I'm saying? Tired, exhausted. Yeah, or what is it? You know, tie undone. You know, shirt creased up. We never had a blueprint, most of us, of what it is to be a man. Yeah, we grew up, you know, with, like I said, mummy always working. Yeah, we're always cleaning, and we were left in front of the TV or nowadays the phone or the tablet. You know, and the only grown men we used to see is the ones on the ends. Yeah, that had material things, like whether it was a car, a motorbike, chains, or watches, or what is it? I don't know, the latest trainers, and most of them were criminals. The ones that hanged out like 24/7 on the estate, most of them were either robbers or gang members or fraudsters or drug dealers or whatever, or just robbers or whatever. Yeah. So, and they're the elder men that we came across and looked of. So we never had a positive male role model in our house. Yeah. We never had a blueprint of what it was like to be a man. Yeah, and that's why so many people find it so easy to go in and out of jail. Because if you don't know what your purpose is, and you've got no reference point of what I am worth, what am I worth as a human being, as a young male growing up, yeah, on a council estate, what is my worth? Where do I get my worth from? I never had a dad that told me, yes, your mum tells you she loves you, she cares about you, you know, she shows you affection and this, that, and the other, and so forth. But if you don't have a man, and she gives you loving, but if you, but only a man can tell a man how to be a man. Like, how do you learn? How do you know what your worth is as a man? When you know you go through certain things like bullying, you go through certain things like being approached with like maybe gangs, you go through like things like puberty and stuff like that. All this kind of stuff, like, and so forth. If you don't have a male figure that tells you, like, the vast majority of youth that are growing up on council estate have not had a father figure that came up to them and said to them, "You are important, you are special, you are unique, you mean something. What you does matter. You're significant in this world. You are special. You are priceless. You are important. Most of us didn't have a father that told us that. You know, the reality of the situation, yeah, is that God, the creator, Allah, God, the creator that created us. This world is not a fluke. Yeah, He didn't create us, yeah, to be locked up, yeah, for 23 hours a day, with another man smelling his fart and his poo, yeah, for a pair of Nike trainers or a pair of, you know what I'm saying, Gucci or Valentino Moschino or I don't know, for a fat motorbike or a fat car. Like, we were not supposed to be locked up in a cage like a monkey in a zoo, yeah, and only allowed to go out of that cage, you know, to go and have a shower or to go for a walk or to see our family or, you know, and so forth. Like, we were not created for that reason, you know. But the thing is that when you don't have a reference point of what, how important you are, or if you have any value, or if you have any worth, you can end up doing anything. Literally, people going in and out of jail. They're not going in and out of jail because they're starving. They're not starving. The people who are not robbing and stealing on the ends because they're starving and they're dying of starvation. And as soon as they do a move, they run into a shop and drink some water and eat some bread. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna die. People in this country, they you know, they get job seekers allowance. They get there's benefits and this, that, and the other, and so forth. And if you just to buy shopping, just food, bread, you know, I don't know, beans, potato, this, that, and the other, and so forth. Yeah, like you can make it from week to week. That's not why people are doing moves. And I know because I've been there. People are doing moves for excess things to look, you know, because they go to school, they ain't got Nike trainers, they ain't got Adidas trainers, so they want, you know, but they just got normal trainers with no name, and they get laughed at, they get made a joke of at playtime in school, in school, secondary school, college, and this, that, and the other, and so forth. You know, they might have trousers, and they have uniform, and you know, all these things, but they might not have much of it. You know, you may have food and this, that, and the other, but what is it is you're eating the same thing and so forth, and you're eating the same types and this, that, and the other. Yeah, but people are not literally doing these moves and these things, yeah, because there's starvation. You know, so the reality of the situation is people are going jail for trainers, people are going jail for designer clothes, and people are going to jail for vehicles. That's the reality of the situation. You have to ask, and if you think, yeah, that you're worth a pair of trainers, your freedom is worth, and you're worth being locked up like a monkey in a zoo for trainers or clothes, then whether you know it or not, you're devaluing yourself. You're belittling yourself. You have a poor evaluation of yourself. Yeah, like I said, the creator created you. Yeah, and he created you, individually, intentionally, and made you exactly how you are. You are special, you're not a fluke, you're not an accident, you're not a mistake. The creator created how your eyebrows look, how your eyes look, how your nose look, how your mouth look. Even twins, they look the same. But even twins are unique and special because they're not the same, even though it looks apparently like they are the same, they're not. Because twins have different fingertips. So the whole thing is that everyone is their own individual creation of God. And what I said is that we were not created to live like we were not created, one, not to hurt other people and destroy other human beings, and we were not created, yeah, to you know, to want these material things so badly, and that we will transfer our freedom, yeah, for trainers. We will transfer our freedom for clothes. Anyway, and what I want to say, this myth of a bad man, this look, all these terms like rude boy and bad man and road man, all this kind of thing. The thing is this, yeah, prison, jail, whatever you want to call it lets you know there's no such thing as a bad man. It lets you know there's no such thing as a rude boy. Why? Because with all that bad man, with all this quote unquote bad man and rude boy and all this kind of stuff, I don't care how hench you are, I don't care how much weight you can push, I don't care how much man you stabbed, or how much man you've shot, I don't care how much, like, how many gangs you've shot up, whatever, or you've damaged, or you've murdered, or you're hospitalized, or whatever. The reality is there's no bad man or rude boy or old man in jail. Yeah, because the reality is that when you're in jail, you're like a slave, you're subservient, you have no power. In jail, when you're in jail, you feel hopeless, you feel weak, um, you feel like your life is on pause, that someone's got your life on pause, and you're subservient, you're in a subservient role. What do I mean? This is what I'm trying to say. Is that your will, your life, your will when you're in jail is dependent on others. You have no will, you have no power. Yeah. For example, if the toilet roll runs out, yeah, you're at the mercy of another human being to come bring you toilet roll. If you're dirty and you want to have a shower, you're at the mercy of another human being, or the governors or whatever, all the authorities and so forth, for them to decide when you're gonna have a shower, when you want to see your family, when you want to see your friends, when you would ever walk more than a few meters. There's someone else in charge of that. There's someone else in control of that. So how can you be a bad boy, a rude boy, a roadman, and all these big names and these grandeur names and these titles and stuff like this, but yet, yeah, a man is panicking, you know, 6 foot something man is panicking, yeah, because he's dying for the governor to bring him some toilet roll, or to bring him some, to let him have a shower because he stinks. That's not rude boy, that's not being a man, that's not being tough, that's not being in control. But like I said, man, if no one's ever told you, I'm telling you now, and the reason why I'm making this video is because I wish there was social media out at the time when I was a youth, like 16, 17, going daily in and out of police station, in and out of court, in and out of probation, in and out of community service, yeah, and in and out of the system in jail. I wish I had someone older, yeah, who had already done it, who just said to me, it's not worth it, you know, like, what are you really getting from it? It's not worth it. And I'm making this video in the hope that a younger person who sees this, I'm telling you now, if you ain't had a father in your life, if you ain't had a male figure in your life, I'm telling you now, you are special. You're not a piece of crap that deserves to be locked up 23 hours a day. You're not nothing. You're not irrelevant. You're not unimportant. You're not insufficient. You're important. You are special. You are valuable. You have importance. You are somebody. And no trainers, no clothes, and no motorbike, and no car is worth being locked up like an animal. And yes, it's your dad's fault. It's your dad's fault for being a coward. It's your dad's fault for running away. It's your dad's fault for just living this YOLO way of life, this, whether you want to call it a philosophy, whether you want to call it a religion, whether you want to call it a way of life, whether you want to call it a lifestyle. Yeah. The reality of this situation is that your dad was a coward and he was weak. Now, I'm not talking about the few exceptions where the father went in to see the child. And I know there's many people trying to start a podcast now and things now, trying to talk about being in their kids' lives. And now there are some men trying to be in their kids' lives and do organizations. And just because the mother doesn't get on with the father, yeah, she's being spiteful and not letting the child say that. I understand that, but let's be honest. The vast majority of people who grew up on council estates, yeah, they didn't have their father in their life, and it wasn't because the mother was stopping them. Yes, there's exceptions, but the vast majority, yeah, of men and so forth, yeah, especially in London, especially, you know what I'm saying, like southwest, northeast of London and so forth. The fathers were not there because they were just living this YOLO lifestyle of just like linking with it, raving every weekend, chatting up anything in any girl in tight clothes or half naked and this, that, and everything, and just compete, banging, and just competing, you know, and that way of life, that YOLO way of life of just bunning, raving, drinking, smoking, and so forth. Having a family and having kids is not part of it. You know what I'm saying? Having discipline and having sacrifice is not part of it. Yeah, raising a family is like gelling that lifestyle because it takes sacrifice, it takes effort, it takes work, it takes discipline. And YOLO's not that religion or that way of life or that lifestyle of music and YOLO. It's only about enjoyment, it's only about sleeping around, it's only about desires. It's not, there is no discipline and there's no sacrifice in it. You only live once to get away with as much as you can. Because the reality is, what can a girl do to you? If you get a girl pregnant, yeah. If you sleep around, get girls pregnant, yeah, physically they can't really do anything to you. You're just going to carry on. You're just going to carry on. Why? Because you only live once. You don't believe in no God. You don't believe in no day of judgment. You don't believe in no hell. You don't believe in no day you're gonna stand in front of your creator. You only live once. Do what you want, and if you get away with it, you get away with it. Even though that's false and that's a reality, and you're creating the creator alone, or God, if that's what you call it, yeah, has given you a conscience. You know, nothing. You didn't get your conscience you didn't get your conscience by accident. The creator intentionally put that, and he said other things like prophets of revelation and these kind of things, and they all call to worship God alone, not to worship them as God. No prophet did that. With Jesus, Moses did that. They all called to worship God alone and to live a righteous life according to revelation and so forth. You know, and wherever people got messed up and worshipping a man like Jesus instead of the creator, that's their business. But none of them said that. Yeah. And everyone's supposed to follow the prophet for their time. Yeah. And the last prophet was like Muhammad. So they all came with the same mission, worship God alone. And the miracles that I do is to prove that I'm from God, not that I'm God. But the point I'm trying to make here is that this lifestyle of YOLO is creating tons of unwanted baby. And yes, there's a few people that want to be in their kids' lives, but that's not the vast majority of what broken homes are coming from. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say, bro. Also, I wanted to say this. This is a reality, yeah. Most tradesmen, whether they're plumbers, whether they're electricians, whether they're scaffolders, are making much more money on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, and a yearly basis than most roadmen. Whether they be shotting drugs, or whether they be doing robbing a secure van, or whether they be doing smashing grabs in jewelry shops. I tell you what. One, the true fact of the matter is that most roadmen who are licking it or living on the roads and stuff, they're not disciplined. They wake up about like after 12 or 1, they smoke a spliff, they like go through their phone for a few hours. Like the reality is most people that are not on road are not doing nothing disciplined like a job. I would even go as far as to say most people that work in Tesco's and Sainsbury's or Boots or whatever, they're making more money at the end of the year than a roadman. Why? Because they have a shift, they have discipline, they have a structure, they have consistency and so forth, and they're putting work in and so forth. And the reality is just I guarantee you, bring me 10 roadmen that are shotting drugs, yeah, and I'll bring you 10 plumbers or 10 electricians or 10 scaffolders, and I'll show you what we compare, yeah, their money at the end of the year, yeah. You compare their money at the end of the year, and by far, the tradesmen have made much more money than these roadmen. Well, why? Because these roadmen who selling drugs, they're smoking, also smoking the drugs. Not only that, there's other people. You might be selling drugs, and there's people that rob drug dealers, and your thing maybe get robbed. Or not only that, you go in jail and you gets seized by police or whatever it is. And there's other obviously benefits of working and not taking shortcuts or trying to set up your business or trying to learn a trade. For example, a plumber. You've never seen a plumber, driving his car, pull up at the lights, and then another plumber pulls up, right beside him, and then shoots him in the face because he's in the same competition as him or he's in the same trade as him. Why? Because it's legal. It's not like everyone they're like, it's not that kind of field. But that happens with drug dealers. That happens with gang members. That happens with drug dealers. Because now there's people who think, oh, I'm not going to work. And then I'm just going to shop drugs. And they end up smoking most of it. But then there's people that think, I can't bother to work and I can't bother to sell drugs either. I'm just going to wait for drug dealers to shot all their drugs, make a bunch of money, and then I'm going to rob them. And if I have to take their life, put a knife in them or put a bullet in them, I don't care either because it's YOLO. Anyway, that's what I want to say. I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, like it. If it's your first time or your second or fifth time, then you might as well subscribe because you come back. Alright then. See you in the next video.